Thank you for your interest in the West Maple Corridor Revitalization Project. I'm Kate Tunney from Rothschild-Doino Collaborative. In this video, we're going to share part 2 of our design sketchbook that includes our analysis of the existing conditions within the study area. I'll be guiding you through our design sketchbook pages, exploring topics that range from community gathering places, open space amenities, to traffic signals and the zoning code. Our site area is along West Maple Street, also known as State Route 619, between Kaufman Avenue near the HARTVILLE hardware store, and it continues east into downtown HARTVILLE. In this section of the corridor, West Maple Street connects the village of HARTVILLE and Lake Township. HARTVILLE was established in the early 1800s. Farming, grain milling, and harvesting lumber were primary industries. With the arrival of the railroad in the early 1900s, HARTVILLE saw growth in population and new types of industry emerged with the ability to transport goods further from town. In more recent history, Lake Township and HARTVILLE have invested in the community. A comprehensive plan was developed, the new high school, YMCA, and library were built, and road improvements have been made along the 619 corridor to alleviate traffic. In 2019, HARTVILLE was named as the best hometown, celebrating the quaint charm and historic character of the town. The HARTVILLE area has many community assets that make it a great place to live, work, and visit. These assets include destination shopping centers like HARTVILLE Hardware, the Marketplace, and the HARTVILLE Kitchen. These draw visitors from across the region. The corridor also has stores that serve neighborhood residents, such as the grocery stores, restaurants, and gas stations. In the historic downtown area, you'll find unique stores that add character to the corridor. The area also has many community institutions that enrich the lives of residents, including the schools, the library, and YMCA. These sites are dispersed within the neighborhood on the south side of the corridor. The HARTVILLE Lake area has a range of parks and open spaces spread throughout the community. There are sports fields near the high school and north along Kent Avenue. Memorial Park has a playground and picnic sites. Fichtner Park, tucked behind the Comfort Suites, has wooded walking trails and a fishing pond. Quail Hollow Park is the largest park in the area, with 700 acres of land that include hiking trails, camping, and a nature center, just to name a few of the amenities. The Quail Hollow Park Master Plan, created in 2016, identified a potential trail network that would connect the park to West Maple Street. And it would continue on to the elementary school, Memorial Park, and the high school to connect these amenities across the corridor. To the north of the corridor, a route was identified to connect Quail Hollow to the HARTVILLE Marketplace. Since that master plan was completed, a new opportunity has emerged to extend the trail network to the south of West Maple Street with off-road paths through cooperation with Stark Parks and private landowners. While the proposed path network connects across West Maple Street at Prospect Street, no connection was identified to cross at the western end of the corridor near HARTVILLE Hardware. Many residential communities, which you see here on this drawing highlighted in orange, surround the corridor. The neighborhoods to the south of the corridor are within a short walking distance of West Maple Street. However, a lack of sidewalks in this area makes this connection difficult. Recent construction on West Maple Street widened the road between Kaufman Avenue and Market Avenue. It created turning lanes to reduce congestion around the HARTVILLE Marketplace, which sees a significant volume of visitors. While the roundabouts have eased traffic congestion, it has also increased the speed at which cars are traveling. This stretch of road has a sidewalk on one side, but not on the other. The sidewalk here is shown by the solid orange line. The continuous flow of cars through the roundabouts and the width of the road in this area make it difficult for pedestrians to move along and across the road. The center of the corridor has the greatest number of crossings. With 4 signals within a 15-minute walk, or roughly 1 mile of each other, this area has sidewalks on both sides of the street, although there are a few gaps in that sidewalk network in this area. The corridor is powered by overhead electric lines. There are 3 locations, however, where those electric lines are not overhead in the corridor, and there's an opportunity to enhance the placemaking. This occurs in a spot along the historic downtown shopping district. Another location is at the North Gateway to 43, and the other is along a large property on the western end of the corridor. Lake Township and the Village of Hartville each have their own zoning regulations and zoning districts to guide land use and development along West Maple Street. Hartville is in the process of updating their zoning code. It includes a historic business district designation for the downtown area with the intent to preserve and enhance the existing character. Hartville also has an agricultural district that includes large parcels of land at the northeast corner of the community. The historically industrial area along the railroad remains a space for industry. Lake Township zoning around Hartville is primarily designated as R1 or R2, which includes single-family homes. Lake Township does not have an agricultural zoning designation, so some remaining farms in this area could transition to single-family home communities under this R1 zoning. The speed limits across the corridor vary. They are slower in the downtown area where the corridor is walkable, and they increase in speed as the road widens. Vehicle speed has an impact on the character of the corridor and how it feels as a pedestrian along West Maple Street. The commercial developments along the corridor are accessed primarily by cars. These areas have large areas of pavement for parking. The zoning code in Hartville determines the number of spaces each business is required to have to serve its customers. The zoning code establishes landscape buffers between properties, but has no requirements for landscaping within the large parking areas. As we look across the corridor, we can see areas that have similar attributes, including building scale, sidewalks, roadway width, and uses. Each of these areas creates what we call a district along the corridor. In our study, we've identified 4 districts. District 1 has large-scale destination retail and commercial spaces. You can see this in the figure ground map at the top of each district on this page, where the buildings here are shaded in gray. The buildings are spread out and surrounded by parking to serve the large volumes of visitors. The roadway here is wider, and signage is sized to be legible and visible from a distance for drivers coming down the road. District 2 has medium-scale commercial spaces with some industrial businesses along the corridor. The road is wide here, but there are some sidewalks for pedestrians. District 3 includes a large commercial shopping plaza on either side of the corridor, set back from West Maple Street, with out-parcel buildings or businesses along the corridor itself. There are sidewalks here, and we start to see some trees along the road. District 4 includes the historic residential and downtown commercial areas within Hartville. The buildings here are smaller and closer together, creating a walkable feel to the community. This concludes our existing conditions analysis. Thank you for your interest in the West Maple Corridor Revitalization Study. Please check back on this website for updates and opportunities to share your feedback. If you haven't done so already, please take a few moments to complete our survey on the Engage tab and tell us how you use the corridor and how you would like to see its vision shape over the future. Thank you.